Today on the show, we talk about some weird mutants. Hello and welcome to the show with issues. I'm Auram, and ever since they were created, there has been an expansive list and rich history when it comes to Marvel's race of mutants. Some pretty awesome heroes and villains have come out of this race, but it's definitely spawned some pretty weird ones as well. They are Earth's strangest heroes, aren't they? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Just some weird old mutants. Let's get started. Alright, so before I get straight into the list of weirdos that I've prepared, I'd like to explain what being a mutant means, besides all the cool powers that come with it. But to understand what I'm talking about here, I should probably quickly go over the base powers of an Inhuman. Inhumans who haven't gone through Terrigenesis inherently have enhanced strength, reflexes, speed, and endurance. This is due to their being tested on by the Kree originally. So that's what I mean about what makes a mutant other than their abilities. This would be stuff like the X gene and mutation. There are other inherent mutant abilities, but the only one that really stuck out to me is that apparently they can't get AIDS. I'm not sure why this was a thing that needed to be mentioned, but I thought it was interesting. Alright, on to the list. Okay, so first up on the ever-growing list of strange mutants is Damar Davis, also known as Doorman. Yeah, Doorman, that's his alias. Doorman was a Great Lake Avenger and is a mutant whose body is made up of a portal to the Dark Force dimension. This basically allows people to phase through him and whatever he's standing next to at the time. Like a door. Yeah, he's pretty much a door. Doorman! Speaking of the Great Lakes Avengers, another mutant among their ranks also made it to this list. Ashley Crawford, also known as Big Bertha. Ashley Crawford is a model in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, whose mutant ability allows her to grow 15 inches in height and 630 pounds in weight. Not your average height to weight ratio, huh? Big Bertha is basically just a female, more heroic version of the Blob, except she can transform between her two forms, which, thinking about it, next up is a guy who really seems to eat his carrots, Trevor Hawkins. Trevor Hawkins, also known as Eye Boy, is a mutant whose body is covered in eyes. Apparently every eye is functional and he sees out of all of them at once, which I can't even begin to understand how that works. Maybe he sees like a spider, but way more drastic. Despite his appearance, Eye Boy is actually pretty cool. He can perceive really any type of magic or radio waves and stuff like that, which makes him a really great asset to any team. He's currently enrolled in the Jean Grey School of Mutants and is being taught by Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Alright, next up is someone who really doesn't come up when you think mutant. Santa Claus. Yeah, the jolly big man himself is apparently a mutant in the Marvel Universe. His mutant abilities allow him to do pretty much what every other story describes him doing, fitting through chimneys, generating snow, changing people into inanimate objects, Wait a minute. Santa can't do these things. I don't understand Santa's portrayal in other fiction sometimes. Oh, and apparently he can lift over 2 tons on Christmas Eve? What is happening? Well, the show must go on. Next up is Leech, who, if we're going by naming conventions, is very similar to Doorman. Leech is a little green dude whose mutant powers allow him to sap away any powers near him, whether that be mutations, extraterrestrial, magical, etc. Leech is just funny looking. He's like a little Martian guy. I kinda like him, actually. Reminds me of a poor man's dupe. Now we move on to a monkey man. A man who's a monkey. I have to admit, this writing is getting increasingly worse. These mutants are really starting to affect me. Alright, so Martin Blank, who goes by Gibbon, is a mutant who started off as just a normal-looking guy with an ape-like build, but after joining the circus and an encounter with Kraven the Hunter, he turned into a full-on ape and has been like that ever since. Nothing too crazy with this one, it's just funny knowing that he used to be a pretty normal-looking guy. And last but not least, the mutant I hate with a fiery passion and who recently got a solo series of her own, Squirrel Girl. Dorian Green, better known as Squirrel Girl, is a mutant who can communicate with squirrels and has the beautiful plot device known as comedy, or whatever her writer at the time thinks comedy is. She's been seen to take down the greats, Dr. Doom, Thanos, the stupid non-canon list goes on. Can you tell I really don't like Miss Green? At least she has a new design that doesn't make me hate her as much. I'm sure there are loads more, possibly even weirder mutants out there, but this is just a short list that I came up with. I think my personal favorite is Santa Claus. It's just so bizarre to me. First week of the month, and yes, it's April Fool's Day, but you're safe here. I won't pull anything on you guys. And no, it's not just because I was too lazy to actually come up with something. Anyway, today I'm getting 6 titles, including Avengers issue 43, Spider-Gwen issue 3, and Uncanny Inhumans issue 0. It's looking to be some really solid titles today. Check out my review of a few of them later this week. But as always, here's the rest of my pull list and Marvel and DC stock. And that's it for this week's show. Doing research for this one was actually pretty awesome. I love learning about weird, very comic booky things in the Marvel U. If you have an idea for a show topic or just want me to talk about something, leave a comment with your suggestion and I'll probably do it sooner or later. Thank you so much for watching as always. Next time I race to Valhalla with my best friend. Next up is Leech, who, if we're going by naming conventions, is very similar to Doorman. Leech is a little green dude whose mutant power allows him to sap away any powers near him, whether that be mutations, extraterrestrial magic, etc. I can't do this. These mutants are ridiculous.